Well, to unpack these issues, we are now joined in studio by Penuel Maduna from Cosas. Good morning to you, Penuel. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7 this morning. First and foremost, just talk us through what some of Cosas's concerns are with regards to the education system.
No, good morning and thanks for having us. Now, what Cosas is saying is that the publication of matric results in newspapers and other internet platforms is a violation to our right to privacy. We have a right to privacy, and the publication of our matric results is the reason why some of the learners have committed suicide. Knowing that the whole country is going to see your results before you even see them yourself is a problem, and it reduces your self-confidence. So Cosas is saying that matric results should not be published in newspapers, because from grade R to grade 11, we fetch our results at school from our teachers who know us and understand us and are able to counsel us and are able to tell us that failing a grade does not mean it's the end of the world. But in grade 12, we are supposed to fetch our results from garages, from tellers who don't even counsel us and inform us about the next step, what you must do after failing matric. And we also note the fact that during the year, these newspapers, they don't do anything to assist us to start. But in January, they are the first ones to print our results. So as Cosas was saying that we won't allow any newspaper to print our matric results, and any newspaper that is going to print our results, we are going to make sure that there's no truck that is going to go to any garage to deliver newspapers with our results. And we are going to ban every newspaper with our matric results. Because when we write matric, we are not told that our matric results will be written in some newspaper. But after matric, we are supposed to receive our results from newspapers.
Some students feel as if it's a form of celebration going to find your name in the newspaper. Why are you so against that view? Is it purely because of the suicidal rate? We do know that a lot of children, like you mentioned, do negative things to themselves because of the embarrassment that they feel they are experiencing. But with regards to your reaction to this, you mentioned burning newspapers. Is that really the best option to take here? Is there not a better way of communicating your grievances?
No, so some students may see it as a celebration, but the problem is that when you are writing for matric results, there is no indemnity form that you must fill to say whether you agree that your matric results should be printed in your newspaper or not. So there are majority of learners who say their results should not be printed in newspapers. But because there are those who want their matric results to be printed in newspapers, the government continues to print our matric results. The solution to ban all newspapers and stop all trucks who are delivering newspapers with our matric results is because we have written many letters to the Department of Education. But Minister Angie Motshekga, as arrogant as she is, she does not want to respond to us and does not want to explain to us why must our matric results be printed in newspapers. So we are saying that as Cosas, Minister Angie Motshekga must step down on the basis that she continues to print our matric results, even though we have told her that we do not want our matric results to be printed. So what we are saying is that the first step will be to stop the delivery of every newspaper that has our results. And the second step is to eject Minister Angie Motshekga from her office. We are going to mobilize all young people, all students to the office of Minister Angie Motshekga to make sure that she must no longer be a Minister of Education. And we want to tell the African National Congress that if they still want Minister Angie Motshekga to be the Minister of Education, we are not going to vote for the ANC come 2019 and 2021 elections. We are going to mobilize all students to reject the African National Congress, because they only love us during elections. But when we are giving them solutions to the problems that we are facing at school, they do nothing to assist us.
Those are very harsh threats. Just talk us through your communication with the Education Department and with the Minister. How have you attempted to find solutions here? You say that the Minister just does not respond to you, but what have your efforts been?
We have written a letter to Minister Angie Motshekga. We have called her department, and we have even issued statements and written open letters to the minister, thinking that an open letter is in public, so she will be forced to respond. But Minister Angie Motshekga has never responded to our calls, because she believes that because she's the Minister of Education, she's the God of Education, and she can take every decision she wants without including us. So we are saying that we no longer want Minister Angie Motshekga, and that we are going to take our own solutions. And Minister Angie Motshekga is not going to enter any of our schools with her bodyguards. We are not going to allow her to address any of our students until she is removed from the Department of Education. From now on, we are recognizing Vasethi as the Minister of Education and Panyaza Lisuf as the Deputy Minister of Education. We are no longer recognizing Minister Njimutser.
You also mentioned earlier that there is concern around, you know, the type of students that are finishing school, stating that they're not necessarily becoming entrepreneurs, they're becoming job seekers. We know that, you know, employment is an issue, especially amongst the youth of the country. Why is there concern that not enough entrepreneurs are being created amongst our youth?
There's a very high unemployment rate in South Africa. Many young people with degrees are not employed. And the Department of Education and its education system is preparing us as young people to be job seekers instead of being job creators. So I'm saying that we no longer want an education system that is going to teach a young person in Itirele Zenzele, in Diepsloot, in Jabile Secondary School, in Orange Farm, to dream only of being an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, or anything. We want an education system that is going to teach us that we can be entrepreneurs, that we can be job creators instead of being job seekers. Now, we no longer want that education system that says we must be job seekers. We want an education system that is going to help us to be job creators so that we can start businesses, so that we can be entrepreneurs and create jobs for our peers.
There was also that report of recommendations that was released not too long ago on the issue of free higher education. Looking at those points, fees, administration fees and registration fees were scrapped. Higher education being free was not looking like it was on the agenda. What was Cosas' reaction to that?
No, Cosas' reaction in terms of the fees commission is that we have been saying that the admission fees and registration fees are a problem, because even if you can get as many bursaries as you have applied, but there is no bursary that is going to pay for registration fee or admission fee. You have to pay for your own admission fee and registration fee. We welcome that as an achievement by the Department of Basic Education and the Fees Commission. However, we reject the Fees Commission on the basis that we want free tertiary education. And we are saying that free tertiary education must be funded by private sector. The private sector are the ones who arrived here in South Africa in 1652 and stole our land. They used our resources, mines. Today their mines, they are stealing our gold and taking it somewhere in the world. But we are saying that they must pay for free tertiary education. ABSA, FNB, Standard Bank, Capitec, and all these banks must start a University of Commerce. McDonald's, KFC, and other food outlets must start a culinary school so that they can teach young people. Taffy, Student Prince, and all these companies must start a university whereby they are going to teach young people how to make shoes, how to make school uniform. So I'm saying that free education must be funded by the private sector. The government must not allow the private sector to continue stealing billions out of our country, but they must tax the private sector so that it can fund free tertiary education. And our solution to free tertiary education was saying that those who have money must continue going to universities paying. VETS can be a private institution of learning, and UJ must be free. Colleges must be free, but those who have money can continue going to private universities, and all public universities must be free.
All right, thank you very much, Peniel, for your time this morning. We appreciate you talking to us and sharing your views as Cosas with us this morning. That was Peniel Maduna from Cosas, just talking to us about some of the issues that Cosas sees in the education system. We will be keeping you up to date with any further developments and discussions of this nature, but stay tuned to ANN7 for those. But moving